Howdy folks, it is Diecast Buffet here again. It is time for my 2009 NASCAR collection. It's going to be a great video. Get your snacks and check out my 2009 NASCAR collection. Alrighty folks, so we're going to be doing the collection video like this. I'm going to pull the cars from the side into the frame. From all my 2009 diecast. They'll be in the studio. Hopefully we'll have enough room. We're going to be using a wide lens for this, and without further ado, let's jump right into it. Now the first car we talked about is actually a very unique one, and the reason why is apparently this is a 2009 Joey Logano. At least that's what the manufacturer bottom says. I don't know if y'all can see it, but it says 2009 Toyota Camry. The problem is it doesn't have rookie stripes. I have noticed a few times throughout the years there'll be a diecast that's actually made the year following, but the manufacturer stamp on the plastic says the year prior. I gotta be honest with you, I have no idea. I think this is a 2009 car and they just didn't put the rookie stripes. I could be mistaken on that one, but nonetheless, that is Mr. Joey Logano. He actually won his first ever Sprint Cup race in 2009. Here is a Regan Smith 2009 promo diecast. For you newer diecast fans out there, promo COTs can easily be spotted by the left side and the right side rear window. If it has this Gen 4 Monte Carlo style window, this is a promo mold COT, which means the front end is completely smooth. There is no manufacturer engraving into the metal. Yes, it says Impala, but it is completely smooth. And it has that Gen 4 style Chevrolet side window. It is a promo non-manufacturer specific diecast. But yeah, this is the World Vision car for Regan Smith. That is a very rare piece. We got Jimmy Johnson's 2009 Lowe's Jimmy Johnson Foundation car. He won Fontana, I think, in this car, the Pepsi 400, which, yeah, they used to have a race. I think it was called the Pepsi 400 at Fontana. Crazy. Another Larry McNugget, they used to have a Pepsi 400 at Michigan as well. So we're really learning things here. Anyways, this says 2009 Impala, but the packaging this car originally came in is the 2010 packaging. So I wasn't collecting at the time, but if I had to guess, this was an early 2010 release. But it is a 2009 diecast nonetheless. This is Mr. Carl Edwards, the Subway Ford Fusion. We've got another one here. This was a beautiful, beautiful diecast here. Martin Truex Jr., 2009 Bass Pro Shops #1 car. Oh my goodness, yeah. The 2008 car is nice, but the 2009 car is it's just dope, okay? It's just that freaking good. The day glow on that thing is incredible. This is Kyle Busch's 2009 Snickers car. The whole paint scheme has a diamond plate pattern to it with flames. I still don't know how there's never been a throwback to that car yet. That is one of the most iconic paint schemes of the late 2000s. This is a promo diecast. I've actually done some modifications to it because it had a buttload of chips. It's for my own personal collection, so I could, really care less, so to speak. But anyways, it had a lot of chips, so I actually touched it up with some paint, like right here. The whole right front was completely roached, so I took some light pink paint, both sides of the car. Anyways, this is a Reed Sorensen promo Reynolds wrap Dodge Charger. That is a super rare diecast right there. They had so many promos throughout the COT era. It's insane. This is a 2009 Kyle Busch COT. Another Larry McNugget for you newer fans that didn't grow up during the COT era, is that the spoiler wing, if there is a logo on the wing, which is, the spoiler on the side panel, that means it came in a Gold Series style box. If it has, for instance, just a black spoiler with no decal there, that came in the winner circle line. So that's one of the telltale signs, is the winglets. Now this one's actually a custom diecast I made a long time ago, or I say long time ago, but like 4, 5, maybe 6 years almost. This is a 2009 Denny Hamlin FedEx Office March of Dimes Toyota Camry. This thing is awful. The quality on that thing is absolutely garbage. I did a terrible job on it, but that's okay. This is a 2009 Dale Earnhardt Jr. Amp Energy Mountain Dew car. They made a buttload of these Realtree cars. I don't know how many of them actually ran, I think it was more or less just a promotion. I have not fact-checked that. Nonetheless, awesome looking paint scheme. You can't go wrong with that Realtree camo with a Hendrick Motorsports car. Got another one here. This is David Reagan's 2009 UPS Ford Fusion. The paint job on this car is actually metallic. It looks fantastic. It is a beautiful, beautiful car. How often do you see a dark brown metallic paint job? Fantastic stuff. This one's actually kind of botched. It is a 2009 Jeff Gordon National Guard Youth Challenge Chevrolet Impala. The original car, I think, is supposed to have silver, and then they screwed it up. This is one of two National Guard cars, I think, from 2009 they made in the 1/64 scale. He ran an absolute megalodon of National Guard cars. Fortunately, in 2010, they corrected that, and they actually did the metallic paint job. Here's another one of my favorite builds I've done years and years ago. This is a 2009 Little Debbie's Chocolate Cupcakes Toyota Camry for Marcos Ambrose, and the chrome wheels to add to it. Again, that's that custom car was made probably in early 2020, mid 2020. I mean, it has been a long time. My custom work has gotten so much better since then. Anyways, this is a 2009 Dale Earnhardt Jr. National Guard camouflage paint scheme. There was so many Dale Earnhardt Jr. cars through the COT era. Holy moly, they milked the cow when it came to paint schemes. If you think your driver has a buttload of paint schemes right now, you have no idea how many Dale Jr. had in the COT era. My goodness, every week it seemed like he had a different paint scheme sometimes. You got Denny Hamlin, which he used to have a crap load of paint schemes because they had different colors on the car every week. This is the FedEx Ground Toyota Camry. I really, really miss the FedEx colors. They were so cool. One week you would have a blue car, the next week you'd have an orange car, and green, whatever. This is another custom. This was a failed custom. I made this back in the summer or late spring 2020. The decals are shrinkled up because I used the wrong clear coat. Never bothered to pretty much remake it. Yeah, if I was to make it nowadays, this thing would look 100 times better because I know so many different, just different techniques. So this car would look 10 times better, but I decided to keep it as kind of a memento to just the progress I have made in my own customs journey. This car right here is a very unique piece and really a nostalgic piece at that. It is a 2009 Elliott Sadler gift card Best Buy promo card. Now, literally, this is freaking a gift card. Like, you literally, back in 2009, you could probably go buy Halo 3 ODST with this freaking thing if it had money on it. That's crazy. They did this for 2010 with AJ Allmendinger as well, with the 43 Best Buy car. It had like the little Best Buy base on it. One little thing I'll touch on here is that you can actually remove the plastic card piece here, the little swipe joint, and you could just put a normal promo chassis on it, and then you could literally turn this into just a normal promo car. And it essentially has the gift card joint on the side, which could make it an alternate paint scheme for your collection and your stop motion. So it just adds a little bit of depth and detail to it. Here's another fantastic car from 2009, and we've actually seen this car on track in 2024. It is the Jeff Gordon DuPont car from 09, the brand new look, no longer the blue and red car. It is now the metallic black with the very, very sharp, bright red flames. What an iconic paint scheme. One of the best Jeff Gordon liveries, I think, of all time. It's very underrated. He didn't have a crap load of success with it because he won in 2009 at Texas in the National Guard car. I think he won Pocono in 2011 or 2010 with that paint scheme. But nonetheless, fantastic looking car. This one's a little bit of a modified car. The original factory release of this 2009 Michael Waltrip Auto Parts, Napa Auto Parts car had black rims. Well, obviously MWR, they pretty much always ran chrome wheels, so naturally I updated it to make it accurate. I am all about authenticity with my collection, so that was something very important to me. This car won at Daytona in 2008. 2009, not so much. This is the Kyle Busch Interstate Batteries Toyota Camry. What an unbelievably beautiful paint scheme. I would love to see maybe a throwback to this. You know, we've seen the Bobby Labonte throwbacks. We've seen the Dale Jarrett Interstate Batteries throwbacks. I think this would be a really cool one. You know, there's so many great paint schemes throughout the Interstate Batteries history that are completely forgotten. I think about the green and gold car that they had in, what, 2011 or 2012. Even the 2013 Fontana car with the Interstate Batteries livery. A lot of cool stuff. This is Clint Boyer's first year in the number 33. I think he won a race in 2010 he won New Hampshire. I don't think any of the RCR cars won in 2009, so that was kind of a rough year for that camp. This one, well, farewell to this team. They finally, they're closing up shop. It is Tony Stewart Haas Racing. They will close their doors in 2024, but this is their first ever primary paint scheme. They actually won quite a bit of races in their first year when they won, was the All-Star Race, Pocono, I think Watkins Glen. They had a lot of success that year for their first ever campaign. Here's another paint scheme. This is the Old Spice Office Depot car. That one's the Office Depot Old Spice car. Call it what you will. I think this one's the true primary, but either way, they're really, really cool diecast. Of course, we're running out of room here in the studio. This is another fantastic car, part of that SHR debut in 2009. Technically, the team was around in 2002, but it was rebranded as kind of a merger in 2009. This is Ryan Newman's primary U.S. Army Chevrolet Impala. We'll try to keep the cars back here. Again, so many diecasts in this video. We're about halfway through this collection video, guys. If you haven't given the video a huge thumbs up, make sure to do so. This is another promo diecast that came in a resealable clamshell. It is Clint Boyer, the Hartford Auto Insurance Chevrolet Impala. What a beautiful diecast. I love the winglets on there. They're actually painted with a decal. They're very, very sharp. Awesome looking diecast. One of the most iconic cars from cousin Carl, that being Carl Edwards, the Aflac Ford Fusion. They kept this paint scheme for a number amount of years. From 2009, I believe, all the way up to 2014, he ran the black and green Aflac car. Awesome paint scheme, man. That car is just so freaking cool. Next one here is going to be another custom car I made back in 2020. This car, oh my goodness, this thing is bad. My custom work has definitely gotten so much better than this. This was kind of more or less the learning curve for me. But yeah, this one, I screwed up pretty bad on this one. But anyways, I made this back in 2020 and naturally used the wrong clear coat, shriveled up the decals. But regardless, this is the Jeff Burton Cat Associates, car that I don't know what race he ran that in. Maybe Talladega or something, or Phoenix. I have no idea. Here's another car. I did not make this one. I actually bought this one back in like 2019, I think it was. It's the Ryan Newman U.S. Army 39 car. It was dirt cheap. I said, you know what? I don't have it in my collection, so I'll just buy it. I think it was like literally like $5. I'm not even kidding you. But yeah, it's like an alternate paint scheme. I think he ran this at Michigan. I have no idea, but it has like an anniversary or something on there. Yeah, so something like that. It was an alternate paint scheme. It's definitely made with older decals, so the stuff's not as bright on there naturally, which if I was to remake it nowadays, it'd be so much better. Again, I didn't make that car. This is one of the rarest Jimmy Johnson diecasts ever to be made. I believe this was a promo at Texas Motor Speedway in 2009. Yes, it's made on the actual Chevrolet Impala mold, but this is the Lowe's Tough Tools for Cool Schools Chevrolet Impala. Say that 5 times fast. It is one of the most beautiful Jimmy Johnson cars of all time. Not only does it have that beautiful silver Cobalt Tools paint scheme, but the blue is transparent, so it gives it kind of a metallic touch. This car, I believe, originally came in a plastic sleeve, so you would kind of like tear it open, so to speak. Anyways, that is a very, very rare promo diecast, and as we're going to just pan around here, just a crap load of awesome 2009 diecasts here in the studio, and we are going to keep on cooking. This is another car that I just... this one's bad. I made this, I think, 2019, and yeah, my custom work has just gotten just probably 100 times better than this. Yeah, just clunky. The chassis is not even, I mean, it's bad. It's the Denny Hamlin Farnborough 20 Camry. I think he ran this at Drawington in 2009. That's, yeah. That's a yeah. And speaking of which, this is one of the rarest cars of 2009. It is a David Gilliland '02 Farm Bureau Chevrolet. No, not Chevrolet, Toyota Camry. Now, this one did have a crap load of paint chips. I actually touched up a little bit of it. Yeah, I know, putting paint on such a rare car. I could probably still remove that if I wanted to, but it's for my collection. Anyways, this was a super rare promo. Awesome looking diecast. David Gilliland, that's like the most forgotten car from his entire career, to be honest with you. This paint scheme won the 2009 Coca-Cola 600, I believe, or maybe had minor changes to it. But anyways, it is David Rudiman, his first ever errands car, I think, because he had the BK cars that were made in 2007, and then he had kind of a part-time gig, I think, in '08. I could be mistaken. I'm a little bit fuzzy on that. Regardless, I did update the wheels on this car to give it more of an authentic look. Love those chrome MWR wheels, especially when you get it kind of sideways right there and that nice shine on there. Very, very cool stuff. We're going to keep digging here. Now, this one is another cool paint scheme. It is 2009 Sam Hornish Jr. Mobile One Dodge Charger. Yes, Dodge Charger. The front end was extremely chipped. I did touch that up. I'll be honest with you, the paint I used could have been a lot better. It is very bumpy, very rigid. Just not a good paint job, to be honest with you. I got this 2020, I think. Early 2020, mid 2020, something like that. Anyways, I did a little bit of a restoration job on that because they had a crap load of chips. Here's another awesome diecast. I did not make this one. Transformers Revenge of the Fallen Kyle Busch Toyota Camry. I believe this ran at Sonoma. Now, the decals are a little bit, they're not as bright as I'd like. The red is supposed to be much darker. The blue is supposed to be much deeper. But regardless, still a very, very cool car. This is produced on the actual Toyota mold. Again, that's a custom. I didn't make that one. Very, very cool looking diecast nonetheless. I did make this one. This car, well, it's starting to yellow. This is the problem with white painted diecasts, is that if you don't use certain clear coats, they start to yellow. And that's why I harp on it so much. I mean, look at the bottom right side of the car. You see that yellowing? This car was manufactured, I built it in early 2021 or late 2020. And it's already starting to yellow. Now, I did put a buttload of clear coat on that, so that's probably a good reason why. But regardless, you got to be very, very careful with your clear coating white cars because they will yellow. And then it just, you just want to just redo the car, which is no fun. So that's something that I have painstakingly spent years learning ever since, how to get better at that. And let me tell you, a lot of trial and error. Here's another car I made in 2020, I think it was. This is the Robert Richardson 2009 Mahindra Racing number 36 car. This would be a great throwback for Chase Briscoe because he is sponsored by Mahindra tractors nowadays. So if he wanted to do a throwback, this would be really cool. This is produced on the promo diecast mold. Yes, the back end of the car is not even glued right. It's like, looks like an NHRA funny car with how jacked up it is. Again, this was like 4 years ago, guys. So, I mean, you know. You know. The next one here is your Daytona 500 champion. It's going to be Matt Kenseth, 2009. The first ever range shortened 500. No, second ever. That was Waltrip in 03. You got the Matt Kenseth D-Walk car. Love that piece. I'm actually running out of room here, guys. And with the power of editing, we are back. Here's another car that I made for my collection. This is the 2009 DJ Hero Martin Truex Jr. car. Now, a lot of people don't know this, but there was an absolute megalodon of alternate paint schemes that Martin Truex Jr. had at his late tenure at Ganassi/DEI. They had some unbelievable paint schemes. I'm talking so many crazy alternate cars. Don't believe me? Look it up one day on J-Skis. The next one here in the studio is Elliott Sadler Primary. So back to that point I was making earlier, how you could use this as an alternate paint scheme. You could have the clean version, which is the car right here, and then you could just simply swap out the bottom, or I mean, you don't have to, but if you wanted to, you could swap that out. And now you have an alternate paint scheme that you could run on track because, as far as I'm concerned, it is borderline almost identical. The yellow is just a fraction darker on the gift card version. Either way, it would be a cool little diecast to use maybe at an alternate night race or something if you had a diecast stop motion, that type of thing. This is Jeff Burton, Caterpillar COT. Love me some Jeff Burton COTs. He had an unbelievable amount of diecast that never got made. It's really a freaking shame because Burton had so many cool paint schemes. Here's Mr. Mark Martin, one of the coolest paint schemes from 2009 in my opinion. I mean, you got Tony the Tiger there just chilling. Bright Day Glow. You got Cereal because, you know, Kellogg's. Awesome, awesome car. Nearly won the 09 Sprint Cup. That would have been a very cool thing. This is a very crappy diecast that I made. It is the Travis Quapple, I think. Golden Corral Ford. I mean, the decals are blurrier as all get. Yeah, this is no bueno. It is it needs to really just be scrapped and rebuilt. This is a car that I did not make. I got this back in 2020. It is a Red Bull Cola car. Now this is produced on the actual Toyota mold because I like that. Again, this is 2020, so you know technology with customs they've came so far in the future. Now, I don't know if this car ran or not. This is kind of back to that 2009 Dale Earnhardt Jr. camo car I talked about, but it's a fantastic looking paint scheme nonetheless. It is Tony Stewart's Old Spice Real Tree Camo Chevrolet Impala. I mean, could you imagine having all the camo cars and running a diecast stop motion with it? That would be freaking awesome. Here's another car that I did not make. I got this back in 2020 as well. It's starting to yellow around the sides, and the reason why is because the clear coat had too much on the sides. Like it was caked on there, and it like kind of leveled, like it poured down the sides of the car and kind of built up at the bottom. You could really see how like it's very shiny. It looks really good, but that's bad for yellowing. So you can see a lot of bumps at the bottom. And, you know, that's just part of it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, literally, this car I made, I think, like 4 or 5 years ago, and you can see how bad it is, right? So my point is that it's a constant evolution. It's like a race car during the season. Every week you're making changes. You're getting faster. You're getting better. Same concept with customs. Same concept. Now, I got 2 of these diecasts here. Believe it or not, we're going to show both of them. Now, one of these is going to be a donor. So you have the 2009 Dale Earnhardt Jr. National Guard car. I think I did a diecast review on this one already. But you got 2 of them here. One of these is going to be a donor. They made an absolute megalodon of the 08 Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s. This is the 09. They still overproduced it till the cows come home. And my favorite paint scheme of all time, I'm talking every era from Earnhardt to Kyle Larson to Petty to Michael Waltrip, it does not matter. The 2009 Old Spice Swagger Tony Stewart car. I'm going to zoom in here, guys, because this car definitely deserves it. This car right here is my all-time favorite NASCAR paint scheme. Candy apple, metallic red, silver, lowrider pinstripe all over the car. I mean, my favorite video game is Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, okay? So when I see this car, I think of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Oh my goodness, I love this paint scheme. My all-time favorite paint scheme of all time in NASCAR history. Every era, every single era, this is my #1 favorite. If I could do a throwback to any paint scheme right now, this would probably be that. I've had this diecast since 2013 or 2014. It's the boxed version, the ARC, because you had the little winglets. They had the Old Spice pirate ship or whatever the biff it is. Anyways, I love this car. My favorite paint scheme of all time. Every time I try to find another paint scheme that's better, I still keep going back to this one. I mean, it is so beautiful. I'm going to try to zoom in here. Bear with me. And I want you to see the metallic finish on this car. I don't know if my lighting will pick it up. I'm going to try as hard as I can. But it is absolutely insane how beautiful it is. Look at the gradients, the pinstripe. I mean, this thing looks like it's straight out of like West Coast Customs. Holy cow, man. I don't know how many times he ran this car. I think he actually only ran it once at Pocono in 2009, but wow. Alrighty, folks, so that is my 2009 COT collection. Actually, most of it. Some of them are in my curio cabinet,
And I'm just going to be honest with you, I really don't have access to getting them out because, like, the way the doors open on it, it's a pain in the butt. Got to move furniture. I think there's, like, only, like, maybe, like, 3 or so in there. Could be mistaken. But, yeah, this is, like, 95 to 98% of my COT collection. Awesome diecast. What do y'all think? Make sure to comment down below. I would love to be able to get more because I love collecting COTs, man. And the thing is about COTs is that it seems like a lot of people find them ugly, and I think that just makes them more special. You know, it's like when you look at a COT, you're like, what the biff is this? Is this a bootleg Australian V8 supercar? And then I'm like, I love these things. I personally love the COT era. They had a crap load of horsepower. I thought they looked cool. I like the spoilers on them. That's just me. What do y'all think? Make sure to comment down below. And for all your diecast shopping needs, make sure to head over to Circle B Diecast. Use promo code Diecast Buffet. Believe it or not, they actually have some COTs over there. Most of them are the 124 scale, but I have seen some COT diecast at Circle B. Check their previous owned category. Check them out. They got a whole bunch of used diecast, good condition stuff. If there's any defects with it, they let you know in the description of the product, so don't worry. Anyways, they got a buttload of great deals over there. Even donor cards. Like if you're looking for like some spare deal juniors, I've seen them over there for like $4, and they're still sealed in the Winner Circle package. So great donors. A lot of cool stuff. Thank y'all for watching. Have a blessed one, Diecast Buffet. Oh yeah, tell me which one's your favorite. Signing off.